Episode 124 is now upon us. Tomorrow, which is now today, because technically while I'm editing this, it is 1:37 a.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. So that means, what does that mean? In 19 hours or so, I think, The Walking Dead premieres. We're all excited about this week and further podcasts going forward for our new show, which is we did last year, but this year it's actually going to be dedicated to this specific genre and TV show. We decided to call it the Droids of the Walking Dead podcast, where on this podcast we're just going to discuss The Walking Dead. And myself in the first inaugural podcast of this one, Rainer and the Mountain Man came out. We did a quick podcast. I won't lie to you, a lot of off topic. We're all tired. Even Rainer couldn't keep us in line. Who knew? And I've got a nice little intro made up here, and it was brought to you by Artificial Fear. Seriously, check out this guy's YouTube video. He takes game video music and he adds a metal twist to it. It's pretty badass. And the Walking Dead theme for our podcast was made by him, and he didn't mind letting us use it. That's pretty badass. So what are you going to do? You're going to go to YouTube, look up Artificial Fear, tell them the Droids sent you. And with that said, episode 124, let's get going. Welcome to the Droids of the Walking Dead podcast, brought to you by
Artificial Fear.
Previously on The Walking Dead.
With him, I'm like, he's dreaming. And then he wasn't in anything until like waiting for something.
Yeah, probably. That sounds about right.
Yeah, he was struggling between that and his movie career.
Yeah, but his movie career didn't kick back off again to what was it, Van Wilder?
Yeah.
It was Van Wilder.
It was Van Wilder before Waiting.
I don't know about that. I think Waiting was first.
I think Waiting was first.
I'm pretty sure either way.
I'm not 100% sure about that.
I think Waiting was first, but
I
was already off with the Temple of
Imagine Ryan Reynolds
States Figs shit.
Imagine Ryan Reynolds in The Walking Dead. Oh,
sorry, Daryl Dixon.
Are there? Daryl Dixon. I actually sat there when I was writing that giant Walking Dead splurge the other day when I was hallucinating looking for air vents.
Obviously you found them because you're still breathing.
No, there is no...
Van Wilder was first. 2002.
Just
Fuck, that's twice I've lost today.
I'm not saying that the dates are poisonous, but you should have one.
Have some cheese with it.
The monkey turned out just fine. He was just playing dead.
He's just sleeping.
So, we're here.
Forever.
Oh, no. So, we're here at the luxurious Tim Hortons.
Jim Norton's.
Joe. Copyright. Don't worry. That's okay. You heard the last time. I bleeped it out the last time.
Oh, okay.
I bleep it out now. I don't want to be super copyright. God forbid. Even though we're drinking their coffee all goddamn day. Multiple times every single day. We're going to have our first podcast on The Walking Dead. What's the name of this podcast we just had?
Did we decide?
No, we didn't decide. All I know is that the intro is provided by Artificial Fear. Find him on YouTube. He told me to tell you that. I better not forget that, because I told him I would pop him all the time.
Sure.
I mean pop him in a good way, not pop a cherry. I mean pop him as in say, go to his website. I'll make sure that's clear, because I don't want to be awkward and I'm up the stairs.
You already get the stares.
I do. So we're going to talk about The Walking Dead, Season 4, quick retrospect. Don't touch that. And, God, fidgety.
Cold.
We're inside at
I
least.
know, and I'm cold.
I knew, this is why we came inside. This is why we came inside. Anyways. Divorce yourself from the cold. We got a podcast. Jeez.
We've only been here for an hour.
What's that?
We've only been here for an hour.
Yeah, we were talking about other things like poisonous dates.
And like the actual literal fruit. Not,
Yes.
going on a date and the date tries to poison
Dates,
you.
who does that?
Yeah, we didn't go that far.
We didn't go that far. That'd just be awkward.
Dexter would.
I'm talking about poisoning people with dates, which led to an interesting conversation about was it Raiders of the Lost Ark, was it Temple of Doom, and then they believed it was figs, I said it was dates, and then I win the argument.
Yeah, but you lost because you said Temple of Doom, not Raiders of the Lost Ark.
There's a lot of Indiana Jones to digest. I'm still recovering from Crystal Skull.
Who isn't?
Anyways. And we also talked about, which is Walking Dead related, that the Shane action figure looks like a douche. Just like John Barathol. We want to applaud Todd McFarlane for doing such a good job. I'm going to have Rick play that for him when he's in the store. Because
How quickly does Rick get punched?
Rick does frequent the store, I'm told. And when I go to Arizona next year, that's kind of one of the first stops. So here's the one of rumor mills is that, first off, the biggest rumor is Negan going to be in this season. People say yes, people say no. Is it too early for Negan?
I have to bow to this conversation because I'm not the.
I told you to
comic
read.
follower.
It's not like you
It's
didn't know.
only 32 issues?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, at least I know the comic
You know what?
counts.
In your defense, I defend you. I'm only on issue 131.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Hey, I came into this show and only not reading a single comic, and I binge read 100 in 1 month.
You did.
I did. Suck it, Trebek.
Shuck it, Trebek.
Okay, I have a choice to catch up
Bring
on
me
the
the
100.
ocean twinge.
I've got 180 episodes of television to watch or 132 Walking Dead comics.
Okay,
Take your pick.
that sounds
You
like...
would go through a lot. You go through the comics a lot faster.
Yeah, the comics are pretty easy to whip through. Isn't that's the problem? Like I was saying to you with our Cracked Den Wednesday. I love that. It's so popular now.
Hashtag willpower.
No, I tell anyone I'm going to... I'll tell anyone at work I'm going to the Crack Den, and they're like, "Oh, you're going to the comic book store, eh?"
One day you're actually going to go to a crack den and they'll be like,
The
"Where'd
joke
you
will be
go?"
on us.
Yeah.
The comic book store turned their
Turns in-
store into a crack den just
Yeah.
for a day. Be like, "Ha ha."
Go
Walk
pull into the
in.
back parking
That'd
lot.
be kind
People
of
dealing
bad,
crack in
though.
the back.
We write reviews from them now, so that'd be a bad prank.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That would be.
So my
We'll have
review
to,
this week is
bust
how
them.
the comic book store turned into a crack den. It was very dark. Wow, so never mind. I was going to go with a really bad taste joke, and I'm pulling up. So Rainer, I'm going to talk to you. Do you think it's too early for Negan? Okay.
I think it's too early to tell because we don't actually know what's going to be going on yet. I think give it a couple of episodes to see what's going to happen with last season's quote villains, which I'm going to still go with that they're cannibals, even though no one's actually confirmed that. But I think they're cannibals.
Yeah,
They're cannibals.
my only concern with that is one of my favorite things from the comic book is the cannibals were introduced, which I'm going to tell AJ because he doesn't know. That
I knew about cannibals.
cannibals, not Campbell's the soup, cannibals the eat people.
Yes.
Okay,
Because that's the only thing that lasts in the zombie apocalypse.
I was
Cannibal
actually
soup
going
is
to
good. There you go.
condensed soup,
Condensed chicken noodle soup. You're good.
taste the flesh. But there was a
Subway
part
eat
they
flesh.
actually were carving off because Dale was still alive in the comic book, and they carved off his legs or whatever.
After he got bit.
After he got bit, but they had no idea. So
And he
they're
just
like eating
laughed.
all this meat, and he's laughing hysterically, and they're like, it's like, what? He goes, "You're eating tainted meat," and you're like, wow, that's fucking morbid. Like, you got okay. First off, you have no legs, so running away is no longer an option. By
Not
the
that
end of
he
it, you're
would.
gonna have no arms, so you can't even clap to your own joke. What?
Wait, did you say Herschel or Daryl?
Dale.
Dale. You know, for some reason, no, in your defense, which is true, I can never remember that fucker's name at any given day. I'll be like, the old guy,
Just the old
Herschel.
guy.
No,
Yeah.
Dale. You know,
See,
the
I
only guy
completely
didn't get a
forgot
pop
about
action figure. I'm actually contesting that T-Dog should get his own pop action figure. He's a nice guy. He hugged me. He did. He actually hugged me. There's photographic evidence. Yeah. And Alicia Descu is hot. Whatever her fucking name is.
Dushku.
Whatever. Douche works.
He beat me to it.
Anyway, I don't know. Like I said, we have to see how it's going to pan out in the first couple of episodes, because that's really how you're going to know if it's maybe like Gotham, if they're going to try and jumble in too many people, or even how S.H.I.E.L.D. did that.
Don't ever say that swear word in my presence ever
He almost
again.
choked on his Jim Nortons. Be careful.
That show makes perfect sense to me, to keep it on the air when every single week it loses 1 million viewers. But let's keep it. What do I know? Go Joss Whedon. You're doing a good job, buddy.
Hey, he's making good money.
Yeah, he's
Not
making an
bad.
Avengers film without the Avengers. Figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you could just not do that.
I'm kind of
That'd be great.
I'm kind of excited to see how they're going to tie up the loose ends, to be perfectly honest, and how the fuck they're going to get out of that caboose.
Now, I'll tell you that
Yeah.
I cheated, which
Yeah.
you called me a bat. What'd you call me earlier?
I said you were gay.
Yes, that was great. Thank you. There was a
4 minute spoiler.
4-minute spoiler for the opening of the new episode, and it starts off on a very bad note.
He said it's zombies. It's intense. I'm like, they're in a
No, there's
train
no
car.
zombies, I was just lying.
How intense could it be? They're in a train car.
They weren't in a train car. Not 4 minutes. I would say about a minute and a half they were in a train car, and then they were taken into a room. You know, have you seen the trailer?
ritual sacrifice room? But
it looked like.
Okay, I thought that I'm like, this has got to be some kind of sacrifice.
So it's
some kind of
Well, you know what?
ceremonial.
You know
room.
people
Yeah.
are going to die when it's like, Maine. Who are you? You're clearly going to die. I don't even know if that was a guy or a girl. I don't know what it was. It could be both.
I
Not
didn't watch
judging.
it. I didn't want to ruin it.
I honestly, I don't think Glenn's going to see the end of the season. That's my
It
call.
all depends, because a lot of people are going to stand by the fact they think that Kirkman and how AMC's going to do it is that Negan has to kill him. Because technically Tyrese was supposed to be killed by the governor, which didn't happen. Herschel did. Oh, I miss Herschel. Herschel was a good man. Headed up
What was it? Pasta Tuesdays?
Pasta Tuesdays. No, Spaghetti Tuesdays.
Spaghetti
It was
Tuesdays.
moved to Spaghetti Wednesdays. Before he died.
Yes.
He had it up to here with the leg jokes, I'm told. Poor guy.
Didn't have a leg to stand on.
Heard he likes drinking beer, he loves to taste the hops.
Puns.
But he...
You can't even say it now. He's laughing too hard.
No, because there was an episode of Family Guy where Peter was in the living room and there was a guy in a wheelchair missing a foot, and all it was for like 5 minutes was him doing fucking leg puns. And that's where I steal my material from. I won't lie. That, well played, Seth MacFarlane. Well played. Negan in the comic book is probably, I wouldn't say he's the most vicious, because the governor in the comic book was pretty vicious, and they really toned him down a lot.
Well,
You'd have to on the show.
yeah.
Oh yeah, would you want to see Michonne get constantly raped over and over again and get sodomized with a pipe?
No.
Ugh.
It probably helped her current attitude, I'm sure. But I'm going to stand by and say is that I was very upset that they killed the governor, because I love the governor. His character just worked in every way, shape,
The
and
actor
form.
was fantastic.
David
Yeah,
Morrissey, brilliant. Like,
You should actually-
sounds like Liam Neeson.
There was
But
a
not.
guy. There was a guy at Fan Expo that we actually thought was David Morrissey dressed as the governor.
Could have been. We wouldn't even know.
No, it wasn't, because we saw him later on. He wasn't in costume, and then we saw the guy walking. We're like, holy shit! Like,
No,
he
but
looked like David Morrissey.
I remember you squealing like a fangirl when Bruce Campbell touched you not once, not twice, but thrice.
I have no problem admitting that.
I
still,
wouldn't either if he touched me that many times.
You would squeak? I would like to actually
Yeah,
hear
sure.
that. I don't know
I
what
would
that would
squeak.
sound like, but I kind of want to know.
Yeah, we need
Might
to.
sound
We
like
need
a
to arrange
goat.
this.
I
It
don't
sounds
know.
like a goat.
Well, mountain man, goats, sure, something.
Nothing as rival as an old goat.
Mountain Man the Aries.
Yes.
During the zombie apocalypse, the mountain never survived with his goat, Betsy. What do you... Nah, I'm leaving it there. So, the season 4 ended on such a high note. I mean, it ended on the point that I'm still pissed that they put they should have put the other ending in. I don't know. I felt
Which other
more
ending?
powerful.
Oh, they changed.
Well, 'cause
Instead, it was just the word that they had used.
instead of saying, you know how at the end, you're screwing with the wrong people.
people.
In the comic book, it says you're fucking with the wrong people.
It's AMC. They're only allowed like one swear word a year.
Okay, well, they should have
should've
cashed
used it,
in that word.
but a lot of the times,
because
like-
they shot it twice with screwing and fucking, and
Yeah.
fucking sounds better.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but
because it's more badass.
I don't know. You see, I don't understand
I'm sorry.
how
If
that
someone
works.
were to, if I were to say they're screwing with the wrong girl, I'd be like, no, I'm gonna say you're.
You see, this
fucking
is
with
where
the
I
wrong
differentiate this part. Is that if I was the rating committee, I would be kind of more. He bit off a man's face. I'm not pissed about the fucking part. He chewed off a man's face, and we're okay with this, but he can't swear.
There's a lot of things that happen. Look on Breaking Bad. Look at all the sex scenes. Like some of them are pretty graphic, and they got away with it, but they didn't swear.
It's because it's a premier channel. They can get away with a little bit more. Hence
Yeah.
Dexter.
Walking Dead has like literally no swearing. Like I can't actually think
They say shit.
Yeah.
when.
Not often, but they
Like-
do.
No, they drop the odd curse here and there, but
Yeah.
it's enough that you don't notice it. It's not like your typical R-rated movie.
Or HBO.
Or HBO, yeah.
I think the first time I watched True Blood and he threw the C-bomb, I'm like,
What?
Yeah, I remember that.
like is
Well
that?
played.
And then Sookie got naked as usual, and I'm like,
Oh, like every season at some point you see her topless.
I
It's
still
like, really?
can't-
every episode.
I still
I
can't
don't know
stop
about
looking
every
at
ep, but yeah.
her
Every
gap,
other
her
ep.
gap tooth.
Yeah,
bothers me.
probably.
She could be naked in front of me, and that's what I'd be staring at is her gap tooth. It bothers me. I don't know why. It's like, hey, with all those millions of dollars you have, you couldn't get the done.
Yeah, but you know what? Some people don't feel the need to fix stuff like that, even though they have millions.
She
of
did not look
dollars.
good after her pregnancies. That I will stand by and say. She looked very old. Like she aged heavily.
She had kids, of course she did.
This doesn't
kids
mean-
age you. Children are obnoxious.
True Blood ages you, that's for sure. Yeah, True Blood is the perfect season 7. What do we do? I don't
ran
fucking know.
into
I'm out of ideas. You just be Vampire Bill. You just say Suka over and over again. You fuck everything, Suki, because that's what you do. And Eric Northman, you're gonna go. We're doing something different. You're gonna go die somewhere, but you're not gonna die. You're gonna come back. And Pam, be a bitch. That's it. I literally just summed up season 7. It doesn't matter what happened during season 7.
Yeah, but everyone knew Pam was a bitch.
Yeah,
But Pam's a funny bitch who
awesome.
worked in a video store.
Yeah.
Now imagine Michonne working in a video store. Segway. So, brought it back.
Because Rainer's not doing her job.
No.
No, you are doing a very shitty job. And we had a great conversation about you
We did.
during the Strain podcast about how you should have been in the back seat of the car smacking us in the head.
Every time we went off topic.
But no, we paid homage to you. We looked for airplanes in the sky. We looked for
There were no
Russians.
Russians. There's no Russians.
That
no
plane was low, and I don't care what anyone says. It was probably landing in Toronto.
It's okay. I saw the plane last night. It's gone.
It's
Okay.
No
gone.
Russians today.
How do you know it was Russian?
Because it was flying low.
It was, doesn't mean anything. Could be Ukrainian. Could have been.
Well, at least they're not gonna.
Fueled by cabbage rolls. But is that too real? Cabbage rolls. Stuffed peppers are better.
Yeah, but cabbage rolls are Ukrainian, so yeah, it is kind of real.
Not real enough. Not real enough.
Well, okay. Anyway,
I'm trying to have a podcast about The Walking Dead.
And I am
and you're
trying
talking
to-
about Ukrainians.
you said it first.
I was just making a valid point.
Why did you guys get more coffee? Oh.
Because it's delicious.
It's fantastic.
Anyway, so
Did you just
back to
let
The
go
Walking
nap in
Dead.
the car? Sad part is it sounded inviting.
Last time I did that, it was very. I don't want to talk about that night.
Well, it's not as bad as the one night that I fell asleep in my cousin's car and I was in Toronto. When I woke up, I was staring at the Bell Center.
Bell Center?
Red Bull came out that year. My cousin went to Montreal.
Oh. And like, the Rogers Center's in Toronto.
Correct. Bell Center is in Montreal.
Montreal, yeah.
It was GTs, good times. And the best part is
LOL.
he woke me up and go, "Hey, you got any money? I'm out of gas." I was like, "No, I don't." He goes, "Oh, we're in Montreal, by the way." So we gave away the French signs, maybe.
Home de habitat.
Okay, so AMC's come out and publicly announced that they're going to run The Walking Dead for 11 seasons.
And what season are we on now?
5. In the comic book world, they're technically in the late 90s of the issues, if they follow the storyline.
Somewhere, I thought, someone had
If
said
not
it
the
was like
hundreds.
between the 90 and the 100 mark in the
And
timeline.
apparently they are saying there's just going to be a romance between Beth and Daryl.
Oh.
Now has been named as Bethel.
No.
Remember when it was, what was the other one?
No.
Dickel? Was it Dickel? No.
Why?
She's so frail.
And the age
She is a walker.
difference.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
Yeah, the age difference.
When
You know
she's
what?
of age, she's legal.
She's quite young.
He's not putting a diaper back on when he's done. She's legal.
Oh. Even worse. Anyway.
Just illustrating the moment.
But the thing is, are they talking about 11 seasons of this Walking Dead, or are they talking combined with said
this one.
upcoming spin-off?
The main gets 11.
I don't see it lasting that long. That's a stretch.
Well, it depends what Kirkman's going to write, though.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing.
And if he kills everyone off.
He
I
can
wonder
do
if
it.
Carl's gonna get shot in the face.
I hope so.
You know what? His character's come a long way, though. Like,
Yeah, he's
He's still a brat that doesn't stay in the house.
he got pudding.
He got pudding, yeah, but
He got a giant. Like, do they actually make pudding in giant jar? Like,
Yes,
Probably in
they do.
America.
America.
Like, you'd be surprised. Like, there's
Like,
a lot
I mean,
of stuff
I actually
that,
went
Yes.
to the. That inspired me. So
Let's
I
go to
went to the grocery
Costco.
store. I know. I went to the
Costco
grocery
get a
store.
big can of pudding.
Yeah.
I
Just for
literally
you.
went to the grocery store and I'm like, you have a can of pudding? No. They looked at me like I was retarded. I was like, no,
You
I
are
saw
retarded.
No.
let's go to Buffalo
Touch of the Downs.
because I need to go get some stuff anyway. I need more of that breading.
Is that what she said? It's been 3 days since I made that comment.
Still not long enough. Like, there needs to be a rehab.
I think what we should do is that we should have a post on the page about Rainer getting upset about this to see how many people would comment saying that's what she said. And we could turn it into this epic event and grow our head count even more just by saying that's what she said. That's a great idea. Why not?
When you join, the Twitter account, just that's what she said.
I think that's what we should build our like merchandise about. The front would be like the droid,
That's what she said.
and the droid saying, "Would you like a tissue?" And the back will say, "That's what she said." No. Well, I'm happy you're
The
not in charge of merch
Yeah.
because we
The,
would never
the
fly.
daggers say yes, no.
The daggers say yes, yes.
No really means yes.
The mouth says
What?
no, but the eyes say yes, yes. Hey, Freddy Krueger inspired me. What can I say?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna. I thought that was pretty bold to say 10 seasons, though. Very, very bold.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think
I
more than
didn't
7
hear
or 8.
it, but that's
I read
bold.
that. It was
Mind you, that goes back to our Strain podcast as well. They're talking 6, right?
Guillermo del Toro has already planned out 6 seasons of The Strain. Every episode's been accounted for what's going to happen. He's
But
got
that's-
contingent, but he's smart though. He's different, and I hate to say that, but he's different because he's the type of guy that probably has contingency plans. So if the main character says, I don't want to do this anymore, he's got a contingency plan to throw someone else in to kick him out. I don't think The Walking Dead really has that because at the end of the day, if Norman Reedus says, I don't want to do this anymore,
You can't replace him.
you can't
No.
replace that character.
Like, that's why I think it's
And you
bold.
lose all your women watchers.
Yeah.
You're done.
Panties will not be hitting the floor no more.
Well, I don't know. I'd still stick around for Rick.
Really? They're probably the only person in the Rick camp.
Really? No, I was all about the Rick before the Daryl. Andrew Lincoln.
With or without accent.
With or without beard.
Ooh.
5 o'clock shadow.
I think he should keep the beard. I think the beard's been giving him power. Like, seriously, if you think
Like
about
the chin
it.
gives Bruce Campbell
but
power.
You know what?
Yeah.
Look at the progression of Rick. Like, for season 1, Rick, no beard. I have to save everyone. Season 2, 5 o'clock shadow. I have to compromise. Season 3, I'm slowly not giving a fuck. Season 4, no fucks were given. And guess what? Beard.
Now he's got huge
Season 5
near
vengeful
mountain
beard.
man beard happening.
He's got like ginger beard going on right now. He's like, I'm sold.
So how much power do you have, AJ?
I got more than Rick.
I watched
Got him
him.
beat. Got him beat.
You understand? We play an online game together, and I watch him teabag like level 80 bosses. Just go, boop, done. And I'm like he killed the boss so quick, I didn't even see it happen. I'm not even joking.
Yes, that was earlier today.
No, seriously, it was just like, okay, just wait, and it loads in,
yeah, I was
and
gonna
it
say
takes
it
no boss like.
I was gonna say, was it dead before it loaded?
No, I literally came out of the load, and I just saw the boss go. It's like I didn't even see him hit him.
I didn't even fire a shot.
He crashed Gabby's computer.
No, I came close. All of the
Too
Michael
much.
Bay explosions.
We should get you into Diablo. Yeah.
But I don't want to. I don't want to do PC gaming
Why?
because I don't like PC gaming.
Well, it doesn't like you.
No, it doesn't. That's the problem.
You want to like? You have a
Because
Mac.
it's like right there, and it's
You have
like.
a Mac.
Nothing wrong with
Actually,
Mac.
no, it's compatible.
Hook it up to your TV.
I can't. It doesn't have an HDMI port.
Oh shit.
Yeah. That's the only thing that
Time
sucks.
to
Otherwise,
re-up.
You're
Yeah.
Living in the dark ages, eh?
I am.
It's
Because
okay, I don't think my TV
computers.
has an HDMI.
Mine
Because
It might.
computers are so cheap to come by.
Yeah, I don't even want
technically-
to talk about that because I have to replace mine.
Yeah, we've been looking at that for a while. We're gonna
Yeah,
get a new
it's
rig
gonna
for
be
a while
happening
though.
very soon. Very
What?
soon. And then I'm gonna get to have some other fun. Stream time.
Like play The Walking Dead. It's like, wait,
I'm still doing that.
you haven't finished that yet?
No,
I haven't finished the last episode. I have to get a PlayStation
I'm
card.
still
I'm just
still
about it.
in.
I was gonna say you
I'm
can borrow mine,
still
but I bought
season
it
one.
on the. I thought you bought the season pass.
I never buy the season pass. I'm lazy.
Oh, I did.
I don't buy the season pass because it makes sense.
Right.
It's better to pay $25 in the end opposed to $20.
Because you bought the PSN card the same day as I did.
Yes, and it wasn't turned on the same day
Oh yeah.
as yours, which led to an angry phone call to PlayStation. Then told me that the guy at GameStop didn't scan the right code.
Yep.
Herschel is what I'm going to say next. Herschel, Dad. Who's going to replace Herschel? And
No one
better yet,
has.
the next question is Bob the medic going to make it?
I don't think he is.
I think he's going to find out a bottle of Jameson.
No,
Yeah.
I
Hey,
don't
at least
even
he's an
think that.
alcoholic. At least he's
I-
got taste.
I think he's. I think Bob's done for this season, and I also think that Glenn is done this season.
I don't know. He's Asian. Like, if
Yeah.
you think about it, the minority card.
Yeah,
It's,
There's
so
like
is Bob.
There's like 4 black
Yeah.
guys. 4 black guys.
Yeah.
5 white
Two of
people.
them. No, T-Dog died, and who was the other guy?
Tyrese, Bob, Michonne.
You said 4 black guys.
Okay, well, Michonne's a dude. She counts as 2. Her kill count is high in her defense.
Yes.
Enough to be like 3 people. Okay, and then there's like, what, 5 white people, and then there's 1 Asian. So guess what? He's gonna live. He's gotta have to live.
I can see
All
Glenn
right,
getting
then.
through this season, but
But
I don't know.
because here's the thing though, if they kill him, they have to do this massive change of storyline for Maggie, and they're going to turn her into a killing machine,
Yeah, she will.
she'll snap.
Yeah,
and she's
she will
not
go
a
in.
killing machine in the comic book.
No.
No.
You know what though? Neither Lori was. Not
Or
Lori.
Andrea was,
was, but not in the.
but I don't think Andrea would have been a good character living past season 3 because the person who played her, no offense, is not good. I didn't like her at all.
I didn't
and
like
the way
her
how
at all.
Andrea is portrayed in the comic book is completely different than the way she's portrayed in the TV show, so it would never have flew.
So same with Carol. Carol from the comic book is completely different from Carol in the show.
Carol, yeah. I actually think Carol's going to bite the dust before the season's out, but she's going to do a self-sacrificing act, though. It's going to be one of those...
I think it's going to be to save Tyrese.
I don't think Tyrese is going to make
Or
it
the baby.
either.
Yeah, one of them.
No, the baby's going to make it, though.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just
Should be worried.
people having babies in the zombie apocalypse.
Is it Shane's? I don't know. I didn't see the face. Is it douchey?
Doesn't look douchey. Babies are douches though.
No,
I may
they're
not
not.
I may not want kids, but they're not douchebags.
I would say, didn't they?
No, they never really said.
They never really
They
said
never really
outright,
said who
but
it was.
There's always
implications that it was Shane's.
Yeah.
Yes.
as I burp silently.
Yes, it was tasteful. I tasted it from here with my dark roast coffee. It's like I had dark roast, decided chicken
Dark
nuggets.
roast and Rainerberg. There you go.
Chocolate milk. Straight up.
Why did it taste like chicken nuggets then?
I don't know.
What are you
'Cause I
eating
had-
when you're not here?
I had chicken stir fry.
There you go.
Yeah, deep fried. But I'm still tired from the gym. Brain's kind of going, why are you doing this? And I'm saying, because I have to.
And you were
It's that time of year.
Yes, it is
Walking
that time.
Dead starting.
It just feels like we're missing a component. It's like I need to hire someone to be dry and annoying. Oh.
AJ, you're not doing your job.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You definitely would never be the voice of reason.
No.
No. It's like, that's one thing I need. I need to have
We should do this when you have more rest.
No, it's not even that. But I mean, when it comes down to The Walking Dead, you always had someone on our podcast who's like, but we have to do it because it's morally standing. We're all like, fuck it, it's survival of the strong. Like, it's
After a
survival of
certain
the-
point, that's exactly what it comes down to. Like, I could sit there and say, like, I would try and do this, and I would try and do that, and I would try and, be the good survivor. But after, I think what happens, or what would happen, would be a situation like Rick was in when Carl was about to get molested by the older guy. That's
That
probably
was beefy.
Yeah,
You're going to lose it. You're going to snap.
yeah. Eventually, I'm sorry, but eventually you will snap. Whether you can sit there and
Moral
say,
code goes out the window.
yeah,
There
and
was a moral code?
it might take a month, it might take a few years after the apocalypse. Regardless, it will go out the window at some point in time. You can't keep grasp of that and like we keep saying, like, kids are easier to adapt because they're kids. Adults, we've been structured.
I don't know about that. Lizzie didn't take it too well. And then she
No.
looked at flowers.
But then again, at the same time, she was already showing sociopathic tendencies. So if you're a child that's showing sociopathic
But that was the best part of the whole
tendencies-
show. Is like, look at that. What's that? That's a rat. Looks like it was tortured. This is like,
Here, you're
no
private-
one's concerned.
Yeah.
Oh,
wait,
come on.
Look at this little zombie. What's his name? His name is Joe.
Yeah, the fact that she
Oh,
was
that's
giving
okay.
them names, yeah, that's a red flag for me. I'd be like,
Yeah.
this kid is not like her sister understood, and she was able to adapt. Same with Carl's adapting as much as we keep saying that he doesn't stay in the house, but he's adapting.
He just doesn't listen.
Yeah.
He adapts. He
Wait,
just doesn't listen.
To go back to the 10 seasons, what would make this smart? Even in the comic book, as it stands right now, it feels like Rick is going to go anytime now. His character is getting to the bitter end, that he's accepting that life sucks. And he's become bitter, and I think he's even become a recluse at some point. And Carl is really the only connecting piece that he has between himself and civilization. And Carl is slowly becoming more of a leader. People are starting to respect him more, because half his face is blown off and he survived to see the end of the day. No pun intended. But no, he has one good eye. Imagine shooting if you're blind.
You'll shoot your eye out.
Wait a
kid?
minute, I did see that happen. That happened in a movie called Once Upon a Time in Mexico, and Johnny Depp had no eyes and he still shot the guy.
Well, same as the governor. You see those memes with the governor, and he's like looking through the scope with his right eye, and it's like,
It's true though.
yeah,
Everyone's allowed to screw up. It's like we were talking about the swordfish.
yeah.
Like Hugh Jackman's getting the
continuity.
blowjob, not even typing on the keyboard. Hugh Jackman, what a guy! But
That guy.
that fucking Wolverine guy, I tell ya, he's gonna make a bad movie, I tell ya. Oh wait, he did
Too.
two.
Couple.
No one's perfect.
Yeah. If they just got the stories right. Yeah, whatever. Anyway.
But the first half of the season can be a huge build-up for... Well, the first half is going to be all about getting out of Terminus. And just from the 4 minutes that I saw today, it's more or less them just trying to kill everybody just to get out.
And even,
Which didn't kind of work.
Yeah, the previews and interviews they've been talking about, they said the beginning is supposed to be pretty crazy.
Also, if you did not know, they credited... what is his name? Morgan. The guy that plays Morgan, the black guy from the first season, he had that found
right.
him with his son Dwayne. And he
Oh,
showed up
yes,
again
yes,
for
yes.
this episode. I can't remember, season 3 or 4.
Yeah, his Dwayne was dead.
Was this season 4 that he showed up again for like an episode when he was burning
Yeah.
the bodies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
And
credited. He's
he
credited
had
for 2
all-
episodes
and
this
he had all
season.
those awesome booby traps.
Flashback.
Yeah.
Well, Morgan's character is interesting because his character was pretty big in the comic book. He ended up having a huge thing with like Michonne, and then he got bit, and then Michonne chopped off his head. He got head.
What does everybody want?
Head. Hey, one thing I learned from the comic book is how much of, like, I feel bad for calling Laurie a whore because Michonne was a whore in the comic
Yeah,
book.
but Michonne wasn't married.
She was a whore.
She wasn't married.
She was banging guys and girls at the same time.
But she wasn't married.
Good on her.
What's that?
Lori,
on her.
Lori was married.
Good. You know what?
Lori
Here,
was
let me have a
married.
smack on the ass.
Lori-
You get out there.
Yeah, Lori was married, and like the day the zombie apocalypse happened, she sleeps with Shane.
But that was
What the
perfect.
fuck?
Like, I mean, alpha male.
Yeah, you know what? And that going back to that point, like it just she clings on to the alpha male because she's kind of useless. Well, I'm sorry, but that is what
You know what?
would call
I
promiscuity
want-
is attaching yourself to someone who is useful because you are useless.
You know what? I call bullshit. I want a zombie apocalypse to happen. I want to see how many bitches are going to sleep with me. I'll just walk around with a baseball bat and spikes in it from fucking Z Nation.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. If it doesn't happen,
Well,
I'm
you're
gonna
not
Yeah,
get
but just
upset.
because you're carrying around a bat doesn't mean you're useful.
Dude, let's be honest here. I would survive longer than most people. Don't let the fatness. Everyone always looks at it and goes, "You
I
won't
think-
survive."
I-
You know what? I have the most knowledge,
Dude,
and I've taken multiple
it's
quizzes.
Rule number one.
Cardio,
Bingo.
which can be overruled as long as you have better cardio than the person that's beside you.
You don't even need the cardio. You just gotta trip them. That's it.
Smack him in the knee with a baseball bat.
Find a bike.
Nah, I don't. Yeah.
No, I'm serious. If
That's
you,
why
if
Pat
you
Parado
can't-
will survive through the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
Very
he
true,
will.
man. The guy's got a lot of. They don't know Pat Parada. Why would you bring him up? Not
I saw him the other day.
You mentioned a bike.
I actually saw him once wearing white pants, and I almost got into a car accident.
Were they leather?
No, it was like white
Oh.
khakis. I was like,
Well, anyway,
anyways,
yeah, I would honestly find a bike.
an
Find
ass
a
butt.
bike.
Ass butt. Oh Jesus.
Hey, ass butt.
Did you just say ass butt? I think the first half was definitely be all about Terminus, which I don't trust it. Like,
No one
do you
does.
trust Tasha Yar? I don't.
No, this is
No,
what we've been
she's-
getting.
She's not.
She let herself go.
I remember. Well, it takes me back to my childhood when I used to watch a show called Red Shoe Diaries. She was hot then. What happened?
Star Trek TNG.
No, this was after TNG. This is like,
Oh.
yeah, she still was looking pretty good. I remember when I saw her in Dexter. I think it was season 5 or 6. That he was going through this huge. It was season 6, the religious season, and he
Oh,
was
yeah.
looking
Colin
back in his
Hanks.
life. He was looking back in his life, and she was the first kill. I remember going, holy shit! Put down the fork. That's the only thing that came to mind. Like, wow, she ballooned right out, and she's even worse.
Well, she's got the big, huge barbecue
And it's-
station.
and she's
all the
cooking
meat.
steak. Is it steak?
No,
Did
I
it
don't
move
think
at
it's
some
steak.
point? It technically could have moved.
I can move.
You know,
doesn't mean you're an actual.
what
cow.
are you?
No.
I'm a cow.
No, there's honestly, if that was real meat, you would see a farm.
And how do you get away from having the shakes? If you're a cannibal, because that's one of the huge traits is that if you're a cannibal and you eat people, you eventually get a shake, because there's some type of chemical imbalance from eating human flesh that causes people to shake. I remember being brought up in. Unfortunately, it's going to sound bad. Judge Dredd, if you remember that.
Yes.
And it was made into another movie, and it was, what was that fucking movie? The one they were on the airplane and they crash landed.
Alive.
Thank you. They talked about it in that as well.
Well, yeah, in that case too, that was.
He's got some sweet dance moves. No, he's just got the shakes, buddy.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That was better than the original joke, trust me.
What's the animal that's a cannibal?
What's your spirit animal? Steven Seagal! I may have been bored the other day.
Praying mantis?
Really?
No, I don't know. Oh, not. You're thinking.
No, spiders.
they just-
Spiders will eat
spiders.
each other too. Like Black Widow
Oh.
will eat the male.
Yeah.
Jessica Lange looks great, by the way. She could be my Black Widow anytime she wants. For her age, she looks great. You don't even know who I'm talking about, do you?
Oh yeah. It took me a second.
He completely, segued to American Horror Story.
Yeah, which was an amazing.
Back on
premiere,
topic.
by the way.
I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched the new one yet either.
That-
Really?
I'm
I just
binge
watched
watching
season
stuff
3 in
tomorrow.
2 days. Just to catch up.
Yeah, it
There was a
good.
lot to take in, and witches can't be trusted. They're all bitches. But
Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be my catch-up day.
Well,
for
this is what they're
recent
saying.
stuff, anyways.
this is what they're saying: is that the season 5 is going to be the huge kickoff for their journey to Washington.
Washington. Would you? I don't know. They
And
say
there is so much red tape with that because in the comic book it's like, and we're going to pull over here in this little community, and we're going we're going to pull over.
What can you really do though? I mean, you're driving and walking. You got to find supplies. You got to, That's why I think maybe it'll last maybe 10 seasons because all the story is going to take that. It's like we got to stop in this community, and then there's a whole episode right there.
And then you got some crazy voodoo guy with a tiger, and then you got to explain the tiger. It was very sad when the tiger died, by the way. Very, very sad.
I'd be sad.
It was a Siberian
I would be.
tiger, I think it was.
I think
Siberian
I would
tiger.
be sad when surviving. You'd have to kill animals. I'd be sad about it, but I'd be like, I'm sorry, Mr. Honey
Did he
Bunny.
at least eat it in the end?
No, he was too depressed. He actually thought about killing himself over the tiger.
That's disappointing.
I don't remember the guy's name, but he was really sad. He had cornrows. I remember that.
That narrows it down.
Well, it was during a huge
So as
beef.
soon as I see a
No,
guy in the
it was
show
a
that's
community
got
they
cornrows,
came across to that was
He's
and I
gonna
think
tiger.
tiger.
No, because they came across a community that was terrified of Negan, and they were just working with them. And there was another community that was on the hilltop, which was run by the guy with the cornrows, and they more or less teamed up to beat Negan. But Negan is fucking crazy. Like, I like Negan. I don't know why, because he's crazy, but he has a good sense of judgment that's going on. He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, but we're gonna give you food. Well then, we won't kill you today. And that's pretty much what it is. That's just the sense of everything. Like, because Carl called him out in one of the comic books because he had his baseball bat, which, if I never told you this, in the comic book, you were not infected, by the way. Not like how the show is that you're
Right.
already
Yeah, you
infected. No,
Yeah, you
because in the comic book, if you were scratch, bit, or whatever, you're instantly infected.
No. In the first or second book, he goes when he finds out that you were because it's at the prison.
Yeah.
They find out they just cut the heads off. They weren't bit or anything, and the heads started moving. And that's when they realized they're all infected. And he went back to where he buried Shane and saw Shane had come out of his grave.
That's right. I totally forgot about that part.
Yeah, they are.
Anyways,
They're still
the
infected.
community. This is why I got confused. Then the community didn't know that. Rick knew that, but the community that was. So what he did was, Negan took a zombie, killed it, and he grinded the baseball bat with the barbed wire on it, and he just grated all the guts on it, and he started hitting people with the bat. Now imagine you did not know the knowledge you just said, but you now know, but you think that just getting merely nicked, the lunacy alone, brilliant.
Wow.
Oh, Lucille, she's pretty. His barbed wire baseball bat. But he got into an argument with Carl because Carl called him out on it. He was going to kill Carl. He goes, you know what? You got balls. You're free to go. And he was like,
You get a free
and
pass
Carl's like, what do you
today.
mean? Because Carl stowed away on the back of this, I can't remember, it was a Humvee or whatever, with a machine gun, jumped out, killed like 4 guys. And he goes, you got balls? You killed 4 of my guys. By every right, I should kill you, but you got balls. You can go. And he's like,
You
well
get a
then,
free pass today. Here
free
you go.
pass.
Do not pass go. Do not
Just take it
$200.
and go. But I think season 2 will be, second half of the season is going to be really pushed toward Washington. There's so many different ways they can go. I think it would be foolhardy to put in Negan now. Maybe end the season with just, it's going to sound really cheesy, but you remember that one scene when the governor they were like having this huge episode about everyone's finally getting along and everything. They're like, oh, joy to the world. And then it pans out just seeing the governor just staring at the prison. You're like, oh, that's how they should end it. But just zoom out just to see the baseball bat so then everyone knows what's coming.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. I had a good
Leave
point.
season 5 with cliffhanger with Negan.
I don't think you should give Negan right away. The whole season, they just spent an entire season fighting off the governor, slowly regrouping. Now you're in a train car, blah. And we all know there's going to be at least 2 huge deaths, not 1, but 2. I don't know if you
We've
consider.
still got people.
I don't know if you
to
consider Bob a huge death, though. I honestly believe that
I-
fucker's dying.
Yeah.
I think he is. I just
What's your name? Bob. Like, how's such a generic name?
maybe it's short for Robert.
Roberto.
Anyway.
His real name is Roberto Hernandez Solis Frigo III. We'll call him Bob.
Okay.
I used to have a funny name like that. I used to make fun of people like that. Anyways,
I wonder if I would go to Washington though. If someone was like, "We could find a cure in Washington," I'd be like, you know what? Well, it would be useful to go to where it's cold.
you know
and
it's not common science, it's math. Let's revisit Georgia. Let's go to the biggest, let's go to the capital city. Oh, wait, the zombie head count is 30 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Washington's a bigger than Georgia head count in the
DC?
capital?
Yeah, I think so.
Atlanta, Georgia, head count versus
because-
DC?
Well,
is
no,
rough.
just Atlanta on its own is
Yeah.
because there's more country than there is city, whereas DC is pretty much city.
It's all city, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But,
yeah.
but a lot of that population is commuting too. It's not living.
And also, when are we going to find out that Eugene is a fraud? Or you didn't know that?
I knew
Did
that.
you know that?
Really not hard
It
to
doesn't
figure
matter.
out.
Was it the mullet that gave it away?
Yeah.
I just trying to
Never trust
figure
a guy
out.
in a mullet.
I just want to
It's
know
true.
though, are they going to have that little fuck fling between him and Rosalita? Because that happens in the comic book, and I'm like, this would never happen in real life. And then they actually have real people playing. I'm like, oh, this is not happening. Like
Now,
there's
the-
rock bottom, and
the
then there's
ginger.
that. The ginger.
the show.
Oh, Sergeant Abraham, one of my favorite characters.
I want to see what they do with him this season.
He's a fish as fuck. I remember
But
having an
again, you
argument.
have
Like
to be.
it's the
Nah,
not
he's-
the character, but the actor.
You know,
Everything
it's so
he
funny.
fits it. And I just want to see where they're going to go.
To
with it.
ask though, when they actually dyed his hair, could they have picked the color that was more believable? Because I know it's red. Actually, sorry. In the comic book, it's black and white, so you can get away with any hair color at this point.
It's
But
blue.
it's clearly evident that it's not his hair color. You could have.
It still looks pretty. Pretty convincing. It's more convincing.
It's
more
as convincing as Street Fighter's Guile's haircut.
No, see, the twins from Harry Potter, they had to dye their hair. That looked like you could tell that's a dye job. But I
Fucking
honestly,
gingers.
no, I think his hair color is convincing. I don't know. Someone was like, "We're gonna go to Washington." I would just go to Florida. I
Well,
would make my
here's
way to
the thing,
Florida
though.
because it gets too hot, and they would not survive either because they would start decomposing at a quicker rate, which makes them easier to kill.
But they're going into the greater good. They think that Eugene, because underneath the mask of lies, that
He's
He's
a
a
mathematician.
genius.
Yeah.
He's a genius.
he's
He can
just a
fix it.
science teacher in high school.
Yeah, but honestly,
don't know
Todd,
that.
if you had some kind of god complex, which you clearly do,
Oh, I have a god. I don't create anything. The only time I create things is when I go to the bathroom. Amass my army. Flush attack.
Go Gotham shit, demon.
You conjured a go goth and shit demon.
oh god. Anyway, yeah, when you kind of live your life, in being mediocre, and then something like this happens, that's what a lot of people seem to do. Is it's like, wow, I was so boring in my other life. I could save the world now, and that's what he's doing. That's what I think he's doing.
I'm just trying to
anyway.
wrap my head around that I have a god complex right now.
I was kidding.
Well,
No,
if,
you're
if
pretty
it ever
honest.
happened here, I'm Grand Warlord of the Upper East Side. Done.
Yeah, he did call shotgun
I
on this
called
Tim
it.
Hortons during a zombie apocalypse.
Yep.
It makes perfect sense. Like, I
Now you
mean,
gotta bleep it out again.
don't give a shit.
At this coffee shop we're currently sitting in. that
Any
serves
local
coffee.
establishment that serves dark roast coffee. I think there's only
And
one
as long
that
as I
does
can
that.
get the 50 cal
McDonald's.
machine gun up on the roof, you'll be protected because I can see your place from here.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
You're good.
yeah.
I wish I was good at sniping, but my astigmatism would be like, I can't see what that is. I would totally
have
pull-
It's a shadow,
That,
shoot
that's
the
no
shadow.
excuse.
If I didn't have my glasses, if I kept my glasses on while looking through the scope, I'd be fine. But then it gets stuck and it's like,
Yeah, but we established, I don't know how many podcasts ago, you'd probably be one of the first people to die
no.
because of your gluten situation.
I would eventually. I could find
And
shit.
you'd be killed in the shitter.
Yeah.
Yep, you would be
It's-
eaten in the shitter. You'd
Yeah,
be
but
like Jesse Eisenberg in Zombieland,
Hold on.
but it would be a clown coming underneath.
now,
It would be
now the
zombie.
question is human flesh gluten free?
You know, he raises a valid.
Is it?
Is it really? What if they eat a lot of wheat?
That's right. How would that work?
You're the expert. You're the expert. We're asking.
I know
you
I'm
questions.
stretching here, but
Because the last time we had a
the
podcast,
daggers are being thrown.
we did a podcast with Brian, which you could tell that was already fun, and he seemed to believe that he would survive the zombie apocalypse after laughing hysterically at him. He's like, I survived because I have no emotional attachment to everything. I'm like, yeah, anyways. If you pried him away from his phone,
Yeah, how long ago was this?
oh shit. It
About
was
a
like
year ago.
it was like in the 20s of the episodes.
I was gonna say no emotional attachment. I doubt that highly.
Well, I mean,
Eventually, again, this goes back to eventually you will distance yourself.
Oh, you
Eventually.
will.
well, yeah.
Not right away.
No.
Like compassion will get you killed right away.
No.
But
That's why you stay single. You don't have these worries.
exactly,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
You're gonna die.
Because you have
Yeah. Eventually.
Just don't be eating, man. Worst way to go.
man.
Nah, I'll take a bullet first.
Oh, he's nice. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that because I know how to grow my own food,
I
that
thought you were
would
going
be-
to say grow my own beard. I don't know why I thought you were going to say that. I honestly don't know.
Maybe it's time for bed, Todd.
I'm fine.
Just don't take the rogue picture and throw beard on it. Don't do
The
it.
what?
The rogue picture and throw
The
beard on
road
it.
picture.
Rogue.
Oh, the rogue.
Rogue.
I thought you were saying road.
Road. Oh
Like,
my
why
god.
am I putting a beard on a road? I'm gonna go home and conjure up my spirit demon.
Steven Seagal.
I don't even know why I did that.
Wow, Todd. I think it's time to end the podcast.
someone
Yeah, I
needs
think
to
so. On that note, enjoy your chimichanga. Wait a minute, we didn't even really talk about anything.
We talked about The Walking Dead.
Did we?
A little bit. And everything else.
And don't eat poison dates.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Thanks for listening to the Droids We're Looking For podcast. Stay tuned for next week's podcast.
Remember, the Force will be with you always.